Just a reminder, guys, head on over to mikesarchery.com to pick up any of our latest logo gear. We got plenty of hats and shirts, as well as any gear you might need for your next adventure. Welcome back to Mike's Archery's YouTube, and today we are taking a look at the new Mountain Tamer by Hardcore eCycles. This is their brand new 2023 eCycle that they've come out with for this year. If you've been looking at e-bikes and you've been interested in something that Hardcore's had in the past, these are their brand new 2023 bikes that have been completely redesigned with all new features. Now, if you are interested in something from Hardcore, we do have a promo code for you there that'll save you a couple $100 on your purchase. So just type in Mikes at checkout, that's M-I-K-E-S, and that'll get you $200 off your e-bike purchase from Hardcore. Now let's take a look at the features here on the Mountain Tamer. It is a little different than what we've seen from anybody else on the market. Now what sets this bike apart is the motors that are being used. It has both a 1,000 watt mid-drive Befang M61 Ultra motor. Now that's going to drive your power to the rear wheel. Now this is also a two-wheel drive bike, and it has a 750 watt hub-driven motor on the front of the bike to drive your front wheel. That is also a Befang hub drive motor on there. So using some high quality motors that we're seeing on all your high-end e-bikes out there, and using some great components to set this bike apart. Now having that mixed mid-drive as well as hub-driven motor is what sets this bike apart and makes it a little different. From there, they are using high quality batteries and a bigger battery than most everybody else on the market. Now if you've seen the Hardcore e-bikes in the past, it was a bulkier battery, kind of took up the whole center of the frame. These new bikes are more sleek, they look better, they're slimmed down as far as that goes, but they're still using a high-end 52 volt 20 amp battery, giving you tons of power on this bike, giving you a lot longer distance than most of the competition. So from that standpoint, he's still using that bigger battery, but it's looking better on that frame. Now on a single charge, you're going to see this bike getting 40 plus miles on a charge. So getting a ton of range on this bike. Most of the e-bikes out there that we have seen getting 20, 25, maybe topping out at 30. Just depends on how you're riding that bike and how you're using it. But on the Hardcores with this bigger battery, you're getting 40 plus miles. So that's pretty impressive and gives you a lot more range on this bike. You're not going to run dead, leave yourself stranded out there. Now with these new batteries and these bigger components, the weight on these bikes on the Mountain Tamer, depending on whether you get a 20-inch or 26-inch version, and that's the tire size. So you got the smaller 20-inch if you want a little shorter bike, and you can get the 26-inch tires on it if you're a taller guy or you want a little higher ride height. Now the weight on those bikes is going to come to you at 77 or 82 pounds. So about what we've seen out of most of your e-bikes on the market as far as weight. You just got to expect with all the extra hardware, all the extra things on these bikes with the motors and whatnot, it's going to be a heavy bike. Now we will say this is fully loaded. As we get into the features and you see all the accessories and features that come on this bike, those weights are fully loaded out of the box. So you're going to see these weights with the accessories on them at 77 and 82 pounds. Now those 20 and 26-inch tires are a tube tire, and they're a special off-road tire. It's going to allow you to be able to get through tougher terrain, but also not worry too much about punctures. Now nothing is puncture proof, but this definitely stiffens up those tires. This will just allow you not to pick up a flat in most normal riding conditions. Now some of the standard features that are coming on the Mountain Tamer are hydraulic brakes. So with this extra power, you've got plenty of stopping power there to slow yourself down on steep hills, or if you just get going too fast, the hydraulic brakes are going to bring you to a quick stop. Now the motor is an 8-speed gear on the back with your shifter and having 5 power levels in that mid-drive motor, giving you, again, lots of range to be able to get tons of speed if you're in a hill climb situation, or if you're just on the flats and you want to just ride back real quick. This bike is going to get a ton of speed, probably more than you're going to need at any point in time. Also on the front of the bike, you're going to see those forks are a pneumatic locking suspension system on those front forks. You're able to adjust those to give you some spring and adjustment there, but you can also lock them out if you want a stiffer ride. Now the computer on this bike is fully programmable. So once you get in there, every setting, every feature, every power setting is fully adjustable on this bike. You can change your top speeds. You can put governors on there to limit yourself so you don't get going too fast. You're able to adjust every aspect of this bike inside that controller. Now with that, it is an auto dimming screen as well. So that's something that we notice when you're riding at night, early in the morning, whether coming out late at night if you're hunting, then that auto dimming screen is nice because Some of them just come on with one brightness. It's going to blind you. This is going to dim down in darker situations so that you're not getting a bright light in your face after dark. Now, one of the other things he changed is he went to a twist throttle. Now, with the twist throttle, we were a little skeptical about that. Most all your e-bikes out there are a thumb throttle, similar to like a four-wheeler, and his in the past have been. This has now got your throttle on the handle, and you're going to be able to twist that throttle. It just allows you to be able to feather that speed in and out, just making it a little easier to control your speeds and being able to control the way this bike rides. It's similar to what you see on a motorcycle throttle handle, and we thought it would be a little more difficult to ride that way, but in reality, it made it a little easier and actually more comfortable to ride. You don't have to worry about your thumb getting tired on that thumb throttle. You're just able to just kind of ride as normally with your twist throttle, and it just made it more comfortable and easier to use. Now, this bike also comes with pedal assist, and that's the nice part about having that mid-drive motor going to your rear tire. It just made it for a nice, easy transition as that pedal assist kicks in as you're riding. It just made it smooth as you rode. As you pedaled harder, it gave it more power to the motor. As you backed off, it kind of came backwards and slowed that pedal resistance down. And it just made it a nice smooth transition as you were riding this bike. Now, some of the standard accessories that are coming on this bike, you're not going to see this from most of the competition, especially in the hunting market, but this bike comes standard with all the accessories that we're going to talk about here. It comes with your front basket as well as your rear basket on the frame. It comes with a hard set of fenders, front and back, very solid and stable, built on, mounted into the frame so you're not getting those floppy fenders that you see on there. Just allows a lot of mud catch so you're not spraying mud and water up on you in sloppy conditions. It also comes standard with a super bright 4 LED headlight as well as a tail light. So if you find yourself riding on or near roads on this bike, you've got your tail light and brake light as well as a bright headlight after dark to get you in and out of the woods. It also comes standard with a horn. That's something that just in case of emergency or situations that you might need a horn, it's already built into this bike. It also comes with an extra wide padded seat for extra comfort. Something that we don't see on a lot of the bikes. You can buy those aftermarket Cloud 9 or even those other wide padded seats. Hardcore has added those as a standard feature. Made a nice seat for you to sit on, made it a lot more comfortable to ride, just overall a better comfort feel from this bike. Now, if you're looking at this two-wheel drive bike, obviously there's a premium price point on this bike. This bike is coming in at $47.95, so just a few $100s underneath the $5,000 price point. But when you look at what all it comes on, you're not going to be spending hundreds of extra dollars on your racks and different accessories, lights, fenders. All those things are typically extra on most bikes. Those are included on this, so at $47.95, it's a pretty good value. And then, of course, if you use the Mike's promo code, and that's MIKES, you'll get another couple $100 off that, bring this bike down to $45.95. So you're going to be stepping into a two-wheel drive bike with high-grade components, all your accessories, ready to hit the woods for right around $4,600. So if you're looking at the new Mountain Tamer from Hardcore eCycles, be sure and look it up on his website, and be sure and use our promo code to get yourself a discount.